to the director of football, Journeyman, with Ghent on Football Manager 2020, in Football Manager 2020. Either way, Football Manager 2020, director of football, Journeyman. We've just won the Europa League literally a couple of days ago. We are here. I've obviously changed out of my suit. That was hella hot as well, by the way. Just to let you know. But here we are to look at the end of season awards, best 11, all that good stuff. And then we're going to go over our transfers for next season. I'm not ruling out us leaving. If we're given an offer I can't refuse, I will not refuse it. But I've no problem in hanging around in Belgium for another little while. I think I have 2 years left of my deal. So this is the overall best 11. So Kaminski, who's no longer with us, he's not dead. He's just playing for Antwerp. He's not actually playing for Antwerp. I think he's retiring at the end of this year as well. He is in just over a month's time. Kaminski is no longer going to be playing football. For right back, we have Timchek, who we sold not too long ago. About the time we started managing. Went to Pushkash. He's spent a season on loan at Kisvarda. He's gone back to a country close to my heart. Boban, who left earlier this season, yet in January, if I remember correctly. Di Gresse has been an absolute staple in our team. Petretta, player I wasn't a huge fan of, who is playing for Legia Warsaw. Got 4.8 million from him. I completely forgot that we'd made that much money off him, but that is fine by me. De Valle, I don't know. We sold him. We must have, because he went to Denmark. Barely played. We played one game. And then went to Cercle Bruges and got relegated this year. Sadija has been an absolute monster, especially this season. Sadija has been an absolute beast. Like last season, scored 1 goal in 33 and only had 5 assists. This year, 38, 14 and 14. The man is a weapon so far this year. He is probably going to be leaving us. I can't imagine Man United, Porto and Atletico Madrid not putting in an offer for him. I've set him an asking price of 45 million. I don't want him to leave, so throw a bit of a high transfer value on him. See what happens. Verstrate, I don't think he was one. Yeah, we sold him. He went to Turkey and he's not played football at all. Fair enough. Deckers. Interesting that Deckers makes it into the team. Jonathan David, who was on loan at another rival team this year. Was at Anderlecht the season, or no, he signed for Charleroi. He was on loan with Anderlecht last season, signed for Charleroi this season. And the man, the myth, the legend, Diallo up front. He has been a beast. Colin Koosmans, retired goalkeeper. Dylan Braun, who is manager, he's assistant manager, but he's just retired. Interesting. He did pop up a couple of days back talking about either how fantastic of a manager I am or how we needed to win the Europa League. I can't remember which. Sergio, who we sold to Standard Liège, who actually played 12 games. He did quite well. Yannick Jacques used to be a wonder kid. Now I don't know if he's that good anymore. Should have probably sold him when we were being offered money, but the director of football said no. Elias Owusu. Did we sell him? No, we didn't. We didn't sell him. I think he's left before we arrived. Sekou Lega, who was playing for Leon. Okay, he's got some good numbers. He spent 2 seasons on loan with us. 3 seasons on loan with us. And he's on the bench. This man looks very good. Why are Leon not playing him? And then Roman Yarmachuk, who is a head of youth development. probably managed against him when he was at Ferencvárosi. Yeah, I probably would have. So that is the overall best 11. Sidije and Deckers both make it in. Overall best 11. Who has Kaminsky played 258 games? Sidije has played 95. Deckers is at 88. So, not bad at all, fellas. The best 11, where are they now? We've already looked at that. End of season awards had to be Sidije. He has been a beast this season. Diallo second with 27%, and Neil deGrasse Tyson, as I've decided, I don't know how I didn't realise that his name was that close to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Degresse, third place, ever present this year. Carnevale had the goal of the season against AEK. We played both AEK games on videos, so we probably saw this one. I don't remember it. So he's run from about halfway inside our own half, and then just we probably had better goals than that. He slotted past the keeper. It's a good goal. Young player of the season was Degresse. Again, he was fantastic. Not currently wanted by anybody, but I can't imagine that is going to stay the same for too long. The team of the season was Hector in goal, Mitkov and Gallardo as our wingbacks, Degresse and Enkita as central defenders. Yeah, Sidije and Dodora as our central midfielders. Since January anyway, yeah, without a doubt. Linghetti and East Riley as the wide men. East Riley came into his own towards the end of the season. He did quite good when I moved him to winger attack. Diallo and Carnevale as the strikers. Again, two of them had the most goals for the season. Stats wise, top goal scorer Diallo, 38 goals. Sidije, 7.54. That's a very good average over, how many games did he play? 55 games. 55 games and you average over a 7.5. That is fruity. Sidije and Linghetti with 15 assists each. Hector with the highest pass completion of 94%. Most player of the match awards for Sidije, 10. He, like I said, the man's been an absolute monster this year. Degresse, 24 yellow cards. Now that, my friends, is what you call commitment. He was committed to the cause, and he did exactly what was asked of him. He broke legs and got booked. Only had one red card though. 24 yellow cards, one red. It's not the worst. Deckers, Mitkov, Gallardo and Linghetti all got red cards this season as well. Season in review, it was a memorable season for Ghent as they tasted success in the Jupiler Pro League and the UEFA Europa League. Few would have tipped Ghent to be able to mount a title challenge heading into the season, but Ghent confounded expectations by finishing top of the pile as champions. We won the normal season and then we won the actual season. We won the actual season and then we won the Champions Group as well. So, our lowest position was third, and that's where we were expected to finish, but we just dominated. Match of the season was a 6-0 win against Charleroi. The moment to forget was the 6-0 defeat by Westerlo. I remember that game. We were terrible. That game, I have nightmares about that game still. Our stadium was 99% full and we used 34 players, second in the league. Normally we play the most players, so it's interesting. That is very interesting. We didn't use the most players. We were knocked out in the group stage in the Champions League, as you remember, but we really, really gave it all we had. We won the Europa League, won the Jupiler Pro League, knocked out in the 7th round by Charleroi. I don't know how that happened. And the Super Copa de Belgium, Belgique, we lost to Standard Liège, who had a poor season. So we gave them, we knew it was going to happen, we gave them a pity win. Team of 2023, nobody cares. The club vision and expectations for the next 5 years are to play entertaining football, which we're already doing, work within the wage budget, which I think we're doing it quite well. That is completely up to the director of football. I have very little say in what happens. I can adjust budgets, but that's about it. They want us to challenge for the league, and they want us to reach the group stage of the Champions League, which we've already done by winning the Europa League. Youth facilities improvement being completed. Our contract expires next season. they want us to just maintain challenging for the league, I can do that. Dynamics update, obviously everyone's delighted, everyone's very happy, team cohesion is quite good, players love me. Hierarchy is anyone, there's 3 players that aren't huge, that don't support me. Popovic is leaving, Christians is meh, I don't really, fine. Borne, player I'm not overly enamoured with anyway, so he did play in the Europa League final purely because he's an ex-Valencia player. Injury wise, nobody overly important missed that much of the season. Verbeke had 9 injuries this season. Wow, he played a lot of games last year. I think that loan probably was a good idea. It doesn't look like it if you look at that. Its potential has dropped as well, which is just delightful. And way more than everyone else. The longest injury was 3 months, so actually not that bad, to be fair. Pre-season is going to last. We're going to give him, you can have 4 weeks. You can come back on my birthday. Where are we going? Oh, we can go to South Korea. Yeah, let's go to South Korea. Confirm. We are going to South Korea from the 9th to the 19th of July. We're only going for 10 days. As you can see, we did fantastic. East Riley, only player that started the game that didn't have a great one. Belgian Manager of the Year shortlist. I hazard a guess that I am favoured to win that. So we are going to say the Zulte Vargan manager can have second, and Philippe Clement is our second choice because I want to win it. Oh, he's Dirty Genk and Club Brugge. Used to play for Coventry. Played 1 season for Coventry. I want to see his career stats. Interesting. The random things you find out. The Belgian Manager of the Year shortlist. Again, we're on this. You have to give it to Loic Remy. Loic Remy is a wonderful man. Paulo Sousa bitched and moaned at me a lot this year, so I hope he doesn't win it. I hope we win it. Fairly obviously. Dodora got the Young Player of the Season for Serbia, or second in the Young Player of the Season for Serbia. Only played half the season. Interesting. He still got second in the voting. Just shows how good he was before he left. And Sadije wins the Euro Cup Player of the Season. He did score quite a substantial amount of goals from central midfield. And some of our players were named in the squad of the season for the Europa Cup or Europa League. Diallo and Sadije both making it in. Valencia, for losing the final, had a lot of players in the team. Their goalkeeper, 2 centre backs, midfielder, right winger, and one of their strikers, Sven Janssen. I'm surprised we don't have more, seeing as how we won the tournament. But like I said, we will be back to have a look at the transfers that we've made, unless I get offered a job, or unless something comes up and it's a job I can't turn down. We're hanging out in Ghent for just a little bit longer. We have, like I said in the last episode, almost 4-star reputation. Contract does expire in 30/31, so we don't have to worry about it yet. We shall see. Right, like I said, back in just a second for either the end of the transfer window, and we're going to do who's come in and who's left. Alright fellas, we have arrived at the first game of the season. We're not going to play it today. It is going to be against Anderlecht. As you can see, a very busy pre-season. The next episode will be Anderlecht and the UEFA Super Cup against Chelsea. We're just going to skip the Bershot game because I think the Anderlecht-Chelsea game, because it's the first proper game of the season, and Chelsea because I want to see if we can beat the team that won the Champions League, because we're in the Champions League again this year. Friendly wise, everything went fine. We won all our friendlies, even beating Tottenham and Wolfsburg. We beat Liverpool. We did manage to lose against Charleroi. which was less than ideal. As you can see, like I said, we have a Champions League that I think we have 4 teams making it. Stages. Rules. If you look here, 4 teams make it into the Champions League group stage because we won the Europa League last year. You're welcome, Belgium. If it wasn't for us, the Champions League still have to go through groups and phases and nobody wants that. Season preview before we jump into transfers that have been made. We are favourites. Again, Dorogi and Sidija are our 2 most important players, are the 2 most key players in the league, which is quite nice to see. 2 of our players have made it in. No new transfers. You can see one of the transfers that we've made already down here. Jack Clark. We are going to pop in. So, the director of football was a bit of a nutter this summer. I'm not sure what he was doing. He offered 40 million for 2 Barcelona left backs, and then 15.5 million for this guy who's also a left back. None of them wanted to join us, which thankfully, because he offered 40 million for 2 left backs from Barcelona at the same time. So if both of them had arrived, it would have cost us 80 million. We would have had 2 left backs who could only play left back. He also tried to sign this young right back from Ghana. Didn't go through. I think it was something to do with the wage he was being offered or something. I don't know. Thiago Rodriguez had offers from Napoli and Arsenal. He hasn't left yet. I still think that might happen, that he might actually end up leaving, but we'll have to wait and see. I think he's not going to, but you never know. Transfer-wise, on the way in, we'll start with the ins first because that's what everyone wants to see. Who have we brought in? So it was a very quiet transfer window for a long period. We brought in Carlos Roberto as a winger. He's going to be starting this year. Came in on loan. He can play inverted winger, inside forward and winger. So the man can do pretty much anything on the left. His crossing and dribbling, fantastic. The agility and the balance of this man. Off the ball, determination, passing and technique are all... He's been pretty meh so far. He has played 1 cup game, didn't play great. Friendly wise, he was okay, but be interesting to see how he gets on after signing for Benfica for quite a sum of money. Not really getting an opportunity there. We also then went and broke our transfer record with the signing of another Benfica player, who was Nuno Leo, who is a Mazzella / playmaker. So he's basically a Sidija, just that plays on the right of central midfield. So I don't know if he's going to get too many games, because Sidija, if he stays at the club, which again might not happen because there's been a lot of offers for Sidija, he's not getting ahead of Dorogi. He's probably not going to get ahead of Sidija, so he's just a very expensive bench warmer. Not a player I would have personally signed. For depth maybe, but 14 million transfer record. He's a good player, to be fair. Like 17 vision, 15 passing. He is a good playmaker. He's a good all-round player. He's just an expensive all-round player. So there was better ways to spend the money, I would think. So the director of football, as you can tell, really wanted a left back because went out and spent 17.5 million on a Brazilian left back from Internacional. He looks quite good. 13 crossing, 16 passing, positioning, teamwork and work rate are very good. Physicals are quite good as well. Not a whole lot wrong with this man. Off the ball, maybe the only thing that he lacks a bit of. He's been an ever present in Brazil. We actually paid all that up front. We really went hard on Brazilians actually. I did not realise how many Brazilians the director of football went and signed. Then we signed Hernan Gonzalez, who is a right winger from Argentina, came from River Plate, favorite Argentinian team. I love River Plate. Love them because of my time in FM19 at River Plate. Physically, quite good. Jumping reach isn't great. He's I was going to say he's 5'10". He's not that short. He's still only 20, so he could grow. Physicals are quite good, like I said, bar the jumping reach. Mentally, quite good. 1 leadership, so definitely won't be making him captain. Technicals are fine. It's nothing that you'd really want more of. Maybe his tackling could do better. His long shots would be nice if they were a little bit better. But he's going to probably start as a right winger for a while, maybe. He had a season last year with Braga where he played quite well. So no reason why he can't join us and do very well as well. He was at Gil Vicente the season before. Didn't play a single game. Then yesterday, Jack Clark arrived, ex-Leeds and Tottenham man. Again, don't really know why this signing happened. It was an expensive signing. His dribbling is quite good. His agility is good. He's got really good flair and technique. He arrived injured. So we paid 4 million, could rise to 5 million. He's been quite good at young boys. He played a couple of games for Spurs. I don't really understand, but okay. He'll be a handy player, I guess. Paying 30,000 a week, you know. It's a lot of money to pay for somebody who's not really like similar level to Deckers, but Deckers could get better. When it comes to the outs, though, this is where I was panicking because so many players left and there was only one player came in for so long. But you already knew about Popovic, Semenov and Barashi leaving. Then we sent a bunch of players out on loan just because they needed first team football. Abu Fofana didn't get a whole lot of games last year. Was really important the season before. We've made a tidy profit off him. He's gone to Atromitas for 6.75 million. Just didn't really get a look in after Dodora arrived. So nice to turn a bit of profit on him. Again, no issue with him. He's a good player, but I'm glad that the Director of Football made some money off of a player. I was disappointed that De Ruyter is after going on loan to Sparta Rotterdam again. Really could have done with him this year, but you know, the Director of Football does what the Director of Football does. Christian's left as well. There was an offer from, I think it was originally Galatasaray offered to sign him, and the transfer got rejected, so he threw a strop and he ended up leaving. So this man has won 2 leagues and Europa League while only playing 14 league games. But to be fair, he played a lot of European games the season just gone. Again, turned a nice bit of profit on 8.5 million. He rejected an offer from, I think it was Saint Etienne, which would have gotten us nearly 12 or 13 million, I think it was. He's gone to Galatasaray. I never really liked him anyway, so 8.5 million for a player I wasn't a huge fan of. Fine by me. Sacramento, the player who I forgot the name of in not the last episode, the episode before. And I basically forgot this guy existed. When he came in originally, he was the guy I looked at and said, this is our forever striker. This is the guy who's going to play alongside Diallo, and he's going to be fantastic. And it never happened. The man did basically nothing for 2 seasons. We've made 6.75 million off him after he had a loan a half season loan at Braga. Gone to Muscaran. See how he gets on in the same division as us this year. Will he score goals? Will he prove me wrong? Probably not. But then Yannick Jacques left. I was disappointed by this because I think he's a very, very, very good player. Never really showed his potential. But 19 million, I think he was close to a minimum fee release clause he had. So he's gone. 41 million valuation now at Valencia. The team we beat in the Europa League final. He's just gone and joined them. Because, you know, why wouldn't you? Jonas Everett left as well on loans. A couple of our players have gone to affiliate teams, which good for them. Get a bit of first team football. Happy days. Released players. This is where I think the director of football made a couple of issues because he also signs contracts. Chris Coppins has gone to Westerlo. He was released. I still think he would have been able to do something for us, but we'll never know now. And Stefan Bamba has gone back to ASEC Mimosa, which is funny because we paid almost $500,000 to bring him to Belgium. Then left him out on loan for 2 years, and now he's back there again. So they made money off of us, and then got the player back anyway. So that seems like a Lollujo transfer right there. You know, sell a player, then get him back for nothing 3 years later. Although, to be fair, Lollujo or Loki Doki would have probably had him on loan the entire time. So that's everything that we've done so far. We still have 3 weeks in the transfer window, so it'll be interesting to see what the director of football. Yes, 3 weeks, 5 days. Be interesting to see what the director of football does. I was looking at this and saw that Cristiano Ronaldo has joined Westerlo. So also played for Sporting. Why did I say Sparta Prague? He's been at Sporting, hasn't actually played any football, but could Westerlo be where he makes his name? Olympiacos have acquired funds from somewhere. They signed Jordan Gully, one of the best centre-backs for, well, definitely New Zealand. He was quite good in Belgium for the last couple of years. And Arie de Koning, who was a good midfielder. I don't think he's worth 20.5 million, but they spent 41 million on 2 players and didn't actually get anyone in or sell anyone for big money. So I checked, they didn't get a tycoon takeover. Nothing mad happened. So they just decided they wanted to throw a bunch of money at 2 players specifically. It's quite interesting. Is there anything else? No, not that I can think of. Like I said, we're expected to win the league. We do have our left back, who is supposedly one of the best centre backs in the game, or in the league. De Gresse, who is another centre back, who's an actual centre back at right back. Sidije is the best defensive midfielder. Greenwood, interestingly, makes it in as one of the best midfielders, yet Dodora is the key player, doesn't make it into the Dream 11. Carlos Roberto, obviously, the man is going to be a beast, I hope. And Thiago Rodriguez. So, last year's joint top scorer, no room for him in the Dream 11. I do feel like Rodriguez might end up leaving. I'm hoping he doesn't, because it would be nice to have him. So, before this video becomes a 30-minute video, we are going to end it here. Like I said, for the next episode, we will be back for Anderlecht and the UEFA Super Cup against Chelsea. We want to win a cup early in the season. As you can see, Charleroi didn't work out. The team wasn't fully fit. We also had to play Jeffrey Bayens because we didn't have a winger, so he played on the right. You can tell we were struggling for players when that is the player that we're starting. Yeah, like I said, plenty of players that could still leave. A lot of interest in some of our main players. Mark Greenwood, interestingly, only wanted by standard liège now. £20 million offer from Arsenal that was rejected. That was something I didn't expect to see. Also didn't expect for it to be rejected, which was kind of frustrating because I would have happily let him go, but I'm not the one in charge. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching, fellas. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!